Today we have Brett Gillespie, Austin Clark, and Greg Franzen with Vonage to discuss proven UCaaS and CCaaS solutions that will boost customer loyalty, employee engagement, and your bottom line.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Team Claris, appreciate the opportunity to be on the Tuesday trainings. My name is Brett Gillespie. I'm your Senior Regional Channel Manager, and that's a good way of coming to me for all inquiries, support, strategic plans, anything that you need to position the Vonage solution for your appropriate clients, whether that's unified communications, contact center, or AI. First of all, Greg Franzen's here on the call with us. He is the VP of our channel team at Vonage. Austin Clark is our inside channel manager who works in tandem with me. So no matter if this is a larger deployment, smaller deployment, we have a team within Vonage to fully support that customer, whether that's just a unified communications play and or an advanced contact center deployment. So for today, it's not a death by PowerPoint, but want to go through some slides, show you where Vonage has had some tremendous success in winning in the market. And then we'll reserve some time for Q&A as we need to answer those questions live. But once again, appreciate you joining here. Perfect. So first of all, what are we talking about? Vonage. You probably recognize that name from a long, long time ago. Vonage, Voice over Net Age, another acronym to throw at y'all. 2001, we're the pioneers of voice over IP technology. But if you take a gander moving left to right here, we're going to be talking about contact center, our integrations, omni-channel engagements, as well as where we are from that AI model and agent support standpoint. Our unified communications, the conversational commerce AI, as well as our APIs we'll mention. But the unique thing that Vonage can do and is in the marketplace is we own all of our technology. We drink our own champagne. So when you are leveraging one of these solutions, whatever your customer's in the market for, just know it's Vonage technology. And that was really the design around our string of acquisitions and organic growth, is to be the pilot of our own plane, control our own destiny, however you'd like to say that. And we're really proud of that, and that's a huge differentiator amongst our peers. So where we win, I know there's a strategic push to stay within verticals and identify case studies, win wires, et cetera, and other solutions in a similar marketplace or similar industry that your customers want to use or even are heading down that path in terms of a technology transformation. So starting right here, you can see Microsoft Teams is a huge winning point for us. 36% of the time we're earning that business with our trusted advisors. I would say 25% of my bookings on a monthly basis have a Teams integration along for the ride, and I'll dig into that a little bit more. Also, with sprinkling contact center, those win rates rise. I think when you work with Vonage and we start to work on more opportunities, no matter what that user type is, no matter the flexibility of the solution or the features and functionalities those users need, we're going to be able to fit that shoe. Last but not least, Salesforce. This is my first light bulb moment for everybody in the crowd. When you hear Salesforce, that equals Vonage. And I'll give you some more stats around that, but we've been partnering with Salesforce for a long time. But as you can see, the Service Cloud voice instance and the AI instance where we have a contact center deployment, you're winning at 67 to 80% of the time. I'm not too much of a math guy, but that makes sense to me. And really, the average of those deals are $10,000 to $20,000 MRR up time at a pop. So when you hear Salesforce, that's when you call me and our Vonage squad. Last but not least, I'll touch on our top verticals, specifically healthcare and financial services, but also technology companies, retail environments, as well as higher education and education are really where we've been seen to win at the highest percentage. Speaking to Teams, I'm not going to read off this line by line, but give you the highlights. So what's unique about Teams and how can we position ourselves there? I think from our standpoint, we are working to work best in tandem with the Microsoft ecosystem. Whether you're just using Teams, Office 365, Microsoft Dynamics, Azure, we want to be that partner that can work best or the most cohesively within that Teams environment. So looking at the second bullet point, the huge highlight here is no matter what the license is from a Teams perspective, we have an integration for that, E1 through 5. So when we work with one of our AEs or you're looking at one of your customers, it doesn't matter what that license type is, but we just need to know which license that is, and we can suggest an integration from there. 99.999% uptime. So you're going to have the Vonage backbone. All of the call processing will be on the Vonage backbone as well. So why is that important? If Teams does have an update at 10:30 on Tuesday and your Teams application is not available, your calls are still going through. Your customers will still be able to reach you, and your employees will still be able to navigate and work from that Vonage application. Then once Teams is back up and running, boom, you can populate that back up and resume business as usual. Once again, the big piece here is that user can do everything within Teams, call within Teams, meet within Teams, chat within Teams. We'll actually pop the SMS and MMS ability in there as well, but you're not learning a new application. There's not another pane of glass that your end users have to juggle between. And then a huge piece here is the cost. If you look to the top right of my presentation here, if your customers are using E1 or E3, they don't have to upgrade to the Microsoft Voice piece if they don't want to. So that's a possible cost savings. Last but not least, white glove implementation, bridging that Teams environment in with the VBC integrations is a huge piece. And like I said, a huge pillar of success. So let's take a dive into contact center. I'll tell you about the different devil in the details and the different levels. So moving left to right here, these are all Vonage contact center plays. And when I say plays, this isn't a force feed model. There's a couple different UIs and platforms that we're able to utilize to best fit your customer and what they're looking for their contact center needs. We'll talk about Service Cloud Voice, our integrations embedded, or a contact pad, or our omni-channel intelligent workspace. Now, this is a huge highlight because this is Vonage's contact center, but our developers have been hard at work reforming the UI for this, and I'll be able to speak to that in the next couple of slides. But it's one back to Pat here between the UC and contact center, transferring calls from one into the other, whether they're using Teams or not. That is another thing Vonage can do. Front-ending AI or receptionist capabilities. Do you want to automate certain processes? Is there something you're looking to do in terms of staffing to help automate that? But all of the analytics and the back-end information that you know from the Vonage contact center is still in place. But we're really excited about omni-channel, the omni-channel intelligent workspace. As a matter of fact, we just won an award by the Cloud Awards. So check out my LinkedIn. I'll be posting more about that as well. So intelligent workspace, the three things I'd like you to take away is the seamless integration. Vonage integrates with up to 15 of the top CRMs in the world: Salesforce, Zendesk, Zoho, Bullhorn from a staffing perspective, JobDiva from a staffing perspective, Clio from a legal perspective. So depending on the CRM, if they're using one of the top 15 out there in the marketplace, we integrate into it. This is a contact center that's powered by AI. And when I say AI, I mean live transcription. I mean call summarization. I mean sentiment analysis. So that supervisor behind the scenes can understand what their agents are doing, the SLA they're delivering on customer service, and continue to strive for that best customer experience. And last but not least, you're giving your customers the ability to engage through different channels: SMS, WhatsApp, social media, email. You're also giving your agents the ability to access all of that customer information with that integration right on their screen. So whether they need to update, log that call, give a synopsis, or have the AI synopsis available, they're going to have that right there. So empowering the agents to do their job and make them more productive by giving, and also giving their customers the different ways to engage with their contact center is where we've really seen a lot of good wins. So embedded experience, you've heard me say that a few times. You'll see the four CRMs on the left-hand side: Salesforce, ServiceNow, Zendesk, and Microsoft Dynamics. That embedded experience means they're not logging into the Vonage UI as an agent to start doing their job and to get into the contact center. They're pulling up their CRM instance and logging into Microsoft Dynamics, and that agent lives in Dynamics. Why is that important? A lot of customers that we work with, this is the lifeline of their business. So utilizing that CRM for all reporting, KPIs, omni-channel interactions, it all flows through that CRM. And that's why we certainly suggest the embedded experience when one of these CRMs are in play.
Brett, not to interrupt you, but I'm going to. One important piece of this whole entire go-to-market and what we'd like to cover is that all the things on the right-hand side are investments that your collective customers have made. So the adoption of those said Sugar CRM, NetSuite, the adoption of that by bringing a telephony piece into it makes the adoption of us as end users of Office tools and software, makes us use it more often if the contact pad is living inside of that. What Brett said earlier about Salesforce, that's kind of where we noticed that when we were not fighting for the UI, which is what we do with Salesforce, we have better adoption across all of our end users. So when you don't have to swivel chair between, as I'm looking at this again, NetSuite's at the top right. If I don't have to swivel chair to make a phone call or click the dial or have that data input into the CRMs, I'm saving time and I'm also making the end user experience better. What happens when your end user experience is better? You have a happier employee. The happier employee is going to provide better experience to the people that they're serving on a daily basis. So it's cascading. That's why, you know, us as a market, we're all really interested in who's doing what the best. Now, whether or not it's Vonage or one of our competitors, these are talking points around that Ed and Brett and I have talked about that are important to everybody in their sales cadence, like making sure that you know what the adjacent softwares are and how they interact with whatever UC, CC, whatever other widget you're trying to position yourself with. It's important to know that there's an investment on either side, and the adoption for all of us end users is really important. So I will leave you at that. Now, obviously, Salesforce is our number one. We have the best experience for the end user. The other CC ones are Dynamics, ServiceNow is coming. But again, if you walked away with one message, Brett said at the beginning, Salesforce and Vonage in contact center with pull through UC, because the UC is something that I hope you guys are talking about every day. With that being said, Brett, I will hand it back to you.
Poetic. Greg always has a way with words. So, yeah, and I think, you know, that's the stage, right? Vonage, people think voice, they think small deployments, they think mom and pop shops, right? We have a communication platform now. So the more widgets, the more applications that you can bridge into an opportunity, and we can provide that value is going to separate you and how we can add value to that customer. So great point there. So to the 900-pound gorilla in the room, Salesforce. Salesforce still owns 20% of the total market of CRMs. They're the number one CRM in the world. That's why we've been partnering them 18 years. And for all our visual learners like myself out here, you look at the graph to the right, it's not even close in terms of reviews. If you don't want to take it from me, visit the App Exchange at Salesforce. You'll see our ratings. You'll see our 1,000 deployments on Service Cloud Voice, and we're the number one contact center partner. So Service Cloud Voice, and you'll see all the great things we can do in there, and I'll touch on a few of them, but what is Service Cloud Voice? So Service Cloud Voice is the instance of Salesforce that Salesforce is investing from a company, right? We do have customers on our CTI platform and the CTI integrations, but moving forward, this is where Salesforce is bread and butter is going to be in the Service Cloud Voice environment. So we talked about different widgets. We talked about different business units and lines, et cetera. You'll see a lot of powerful things in here, like next best action with our agents. So using Einstein or Agentforce that you've seen a lot of in the news and commercials, et cetera. Imagine your agent being pulled a knowledge base article for that specific conversation or resolution to that customer's problem. Digital engagement, omni-channel motions, you can plug in tools like Tableau for that advanced reporting, as well as recording, speech analytics, and call summarizations. So once again, one pane of glass for all reporting metrics, for agent interactions, customer interactions, integrated down to the actual object within Salesforce or different fields. So light bulb moment, Vonage equals Salesforce. And at any point, if y'all would like to see any more of this, please reach out to me in Austin, and we can tailor a demonstration, a use case around any of the CRMs we've mentioned. So working and speaking with Ed over the past couple months, we really want to be strategic in the different verticals, right? And, you know, AI is something that we've been able to front layer on the simplest UC deployment. Think about a large retail environment, whether it's shipping, whether it's finding the right location, or large airlines. Checking a bag, confirming your flight, changing your flight. These are all use cases that Vonage has helped bridge that gap and automate those requests. I think being the strategic advisor that can be that source of knowledge on how to get that AI journey rolling is a lot of traction we've seen across our partner community. But then this also fits the shoe of a lot of different organizations, and everybody is wanting to use AI. So if AI is something that's tripping your customer's trigger, we will actively engage resources to build out different use cases and how that your customer wants to accomplish those goals. Time for some success stories. So NBA franchise, Ed, it's not the Cavs. Disclaimer. So they were seeking one stack, not whether it's a back office user or a contact center user. And ticket sales, it's a heavy and high paced environment. You need to log all of those activities, as well as myself, who has been approached by the Braves, the Atlanta Hawks, the Falcons, et cetera. They want to understand their customers and where they are in their buying cycle. So that was huge. The Teams piece, obviously, for the end users, they were heavily invested in Teams. But this was a $10,000 opportunity, about 500, 600 UC seats and 40, 50 contact center seats with our Salesforce integration in the contact center. You can see the folks we beat out there at the bottom. But awesome use case and really cool logo for us. Harris does a really good job giving qualified opportunities and where their customers want to go. But a lot of these questions for folks and strategic advisors that may not know how to get into a contact center opportunity, to start the AI conversation, these questions have been very helpful to dig into more of your buyers and what those motives are. So feel free to take a screenshot here, use these in your future conversations, and let me know if it helps you in an active dialogue. And at the end of the day, Austin, myself, Greg are here to support you and the Claris team the best we can. So with that being said, open door policy for myself, call, email, text, whatever the case may be. And the last piece of information I'll leave you with is the rule of 10. All customers are engaging, or all of your customers are engaging with their customers in some way, shape, or form. So think about a 100-person company. There's probably 10 of those that are directly interacting with their customers. 220. So you never know the opportunity until you get under the hood, so to speak, and understand it. And that's really where my team can help out and have the best solution for your customer possible under the Vonage tech. So I'm going to stop there. Do we have any questions for the folks out there?
We have one question so far. What is the process to conduct a review, case study, or simply gain additional general information for any specific vertical of a prospect that we are working with?
Yeah, that's a great question. If you have an opportunity in line, we can hit two birds with one stone, speak to previous opportunities and what that solution was. Or if you're actively prospecting into a specific vertical persona use case, feel free to book a meeting with myself. I can go through and be prepared with win wires, with different solutions that we've had in the past and different successes. So feel free to book a meeting with myself, and we can talk shop. While we're waiting on a few more questions, like I mentioned, Austin Clark is on the call today. He really supports SMB opportunities, registration, and really keeps the lights on in the house, right? So you'll see Austin in various emails and interactions, but he's mini-me, right? He's focusing on the SMB opportunities, aligning reps with myself, and making sure that we have all our ducks in a row, from registration to the closed one. Congratulations, here's a signed copy of your order. So, we have different segments as reps as well. We have an SMB team that will work a 5-seat deal, just like a mid-market rep would work a 500-seat deal. So we're a very channel-centric shop. Channels are go-to-market strategy, and we really are leaning into our partners like Claris to really make sure that we're driving the best engagement across the different TAMs that you may have.
And just to add to that, we have, you can send us opportunities from 1 to the moon. So it doesn't matter the number, just let us know and we'll be sure to register that and assign an account executive. So
we do have a couple more questions. What is the hottest or most popular vertical that you work with?
That's a great question. I would say healthcare, number one. I've had a lot of healthcare opportunities, big and small. Vonage as a UC platform, HIPAA compliant, HITRUST compliant. Obviously, the integrations to the EHRs of the world are a huge plus, and plus Salesforce's Health Cloud are really most of the opportunities I see.
Okay, next question. What is one differentiator about Vonage that we should walk away from this call with?
the one back to Pat, and the contact center flexibility. So, like I said, the unified communications, the contact center, the AI, and the APIs, we own that. Nobody else in the industry can say that. That would be my first takeaway. So, why is that important? If you need to make changes, if your customer goes through another transformation in 2-3+ years, we can easily make those adaptations or changes within the same ecosystem they're working in. So that'd be number one. Number two, the contact center and the flexibility, right? No matter where your customers are in that CRM adoption, different widgets they may be onboarding or AI journey, you have a different flavor that could be that fit to that shoe your customer's looking for. So flexibility and one back to Pat would be my 2 takeaways. And 3, the light bulb moment, I'll say it for the 3rd time today, Salesforce. When Salesforce is involved, call us.